more about how insurance works. Now, this is the time to begin this conversation, and I hope you pay attention. You could actually get a pen and paper just to note and not miss out. Ndugu Francis, welcome to Ask the CEO program. Kindly greet our viewers.
Good evening, our viewers. I'm happy to be on this station for the first time.
Welcome.
And John, thank you for inviting me.
Okay.
I think I should stop there until you tell me what to do.
I thought you're still saying something. Now, before we even get to know who Francis is, okay, maybe let's begin with that.
Yes.
Who is Francis? You know, we normally want to hear the story of our guests. First, it's our first principle to understand in details who is Francis, what does he do, how has he come, what has been his journey to where he is today, that Church of Uganda Family TV can actually see him as somebody of influence that can come and talk to the young people to become like him. So take us through that journey of how you get to where you are. Who is Francis in detail?
Thank you very much, John. Number one, Francis, normally when I came in senior 4, I branded my name as Frank. And most people know me as Frank Mawejje. And of recent, actually this year, 2022, they know me as Frank Mawejje TEBBS. Basically, this is my history. Frank Mawejje is married to one, and now we are making 20 years this year. We made 20 years in April this year.
Congratulations.
And to my wife is Betty Mawejje. I have 3 girls, 1 boy, and one in P1, the last one in P1. And of course I have even a Muzukuru, which we acquired this year. It's now almost like 2 weeks since he was born.
Wow, we give thanks to
Frank
God.
Mawejje started from the ordinary, from the primary, ordinary, advanced, and somehow I think this should be good bit of information to the youth. After completing A level, he did not make it exactly by that time. 87 to university because the points were not adequate.
Okay.
And the first decision I made was to isolate myself from the family and run away somewhere and hide. How people will see me? I was conducting chemistry classes, and my colleagues passed well. Some are doctors, some are engineers, and now I have not been able to make the good points to the university. I was only offered Chambogo by that time, and I did not like it. So I made my own self-exile too, somewhere else. And really life changed from that point because I had to do the nitty-gritty. But at some point I raised up, I said, but my calling, actually where I went to go to an island somewhere. Those of you who know Masese, Jinja.
Jinja, yes, I do know that.
There is an island called Lingira, but from Lingira there is another island called Zinga. So I made myself a self-exile to go to that island to raise capital. That is what I did.
Oh, wow.
So that I said, let me go somewhere where people don't know me, because I knew about fishing. Okay. So I said, let me go and raise some good money, because I know from fishing you can give, the fishermen are good. By that time we could get easy money. Go for the fishing, get the money, share, and keep my money in somewhere in a tin until maybe I raise enough capital to come back to what? To town. So indeed that's what I started. That was my strategy number one. I did it and I made it. I came back to town here. When I came back to town, I met one of my colleagues who was already school dropout. He dropped in senior 4. He told me, so that's when we started. Okay. Indeed, when we went there, I started, hawking all the clothings from one office to another, from one office to another. You get where I came from.
Yes.
One office to another. In the process, I met one of the colleagues, one of my customers. He used to buy from me, but when we discussed, this is a message to the youth. When we were discussing, when you have this one-to-one from time to time, he said, but Frank, you seem to be educated. He said, yes. But how come that you are here doing this kind of business? Monang, this is life. So from that point, he said, why don't you come? He was doing insurance.
Okay.
He had a blocking company. That means, can we start? But literally, I've been using to sell these second-hand clothes.
Yes.
Now I'm going to go out to sell something which is intangible. It was a hurdle. Insurance, insurance is sold as a promise. But in most cases, people don't prefer to see something physical. Here you go out with yours, how you talk. That's what your words is what you sell. So it is a bit challenging.
So you must have actually a good convincing language.
Moving from the other side to another
Transitioning
side. That transition was very difficult for me. But it took me quite, I think, remember, 6 months. Number one, why? The mindset you talked about, insurance. Actually, what I normally do in my office when I'm conducting interviews to people who would like to come and work with us in insurance, the first question always ask, when out there, when you move on the street, at home, somewhere, when you hear about insurance, what triggers in your mind? I want to see the honesty of the person whom I do what?
You're going to work with.
Yes. And some of them may say, sometimes they want to cosmetically, insurance does this one, I said, literally to somebody, a lay person, how does he perceive insurance? And someone, until somebody, when I get the question, the answer you always expect is somebody to tell me, insurance, baby, you don't pay. If I get such a question, I know this person will make it. But somebody who literally does around will not be able to make it. And indeed, that is the mindset in this country. That insurance, they are typical thieves. They hide in small prints. They don't pay claims. So even me, when I was joining with my colleague, I said, he was a fat man. I said, am I going to go into that class? This guy, he has fattened from these lies up to this time. Until I went into insurance. Actually, afterwards, I enrolled into a insurance institute of UK called the Chartered Insurance Institute of UK. Okay. And now, at least I'm a chartered member now.
Okay. You've talked about people branding insurance into Abobabi.
Yeah.
But which is actually, according to your explanation, which is not what it is. So I think there is a misconception somewhere, a missing link of the information. So what I would love to understand is, can you take us through what insurance is now that you are an expert? People have known your journey for how many years you've worked, and also differentiate for us who is an insurance agent, an insurance company. Can people differentiate these things such that people understand exactly what insurance is that we are talking about?
Okay, thank you. Number one, or I can say insurance, as an insurance company, you say certain insurance company, insurance company, I'm taking our own statewide insurance, our own Excel insurance company. These one are Ugandan companies. Okay? That's the company, as a company, is there an insurance company? The business is to sell, to offer insurance services. However, there are distribution channels. How are we going to disseminate? How are we going to sell out this product? Number one, the insurance company gets their own salesmen.
Okay.
The salesmen who are going to go out and sell insurance. Those salesmen are called insurance agents. And in particular, they work for that particular insurance company. And they sell for that particular company. And the Insurance Act of the recently enacted Act of Insurance of 2017, agents work for one company.
Okay.
And they may work for another company if the other company is not, this company whom they are working for is not selling, is not the product that is going to sell. It does not. This company does not.
Doesn't look like similar.
And yes, this is there are two products that we sell in insurance. There's two products of insurance. They are what we call the longer-term contracts of insurance. Longer-term contracts, that is life insurance, life product, and the other independently licensed to do that. Oh. They are not combined like the other, and the other one is general insurance. Those one who are selling motor insurance, property insurance, those are general insurance.
Okay.
Now I talked about one distribution channel, the insurance agents. They are banks. You will listen to hear bank insurance.
Yeah, actually.
Banks are also distribution channels selling insurance product on behalf of insurance companies.
Oh, okay. So the banks do not do it independently as them.
Yes, they are,
but they sell on behalf of
yes,
them?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is the other distribution channels are travel agents. You find a travel company. You know, most cases they sell travel insurance products. In case you are going out of the country, so you go to this company, a tour company, there may be a travel agents company selling a tickets and what is okay. You also need an insurance. We have it, so they strategically sell that product for their customer, not leaving the counter without buying it from. So that is what. Another one are the insurance brokers.
Okay.
Now, before I go to the brokers, I go to agencies. Agencies now, like our company TEBBS, I told you that any agent works for one company.
For one company, yeah.
But now agencies, you establish your own office.
Okay.
And you do
like TEBBS, which we're talking about
yes,
here.
A company. And then you recruit others to sell insurance product on behalf of you, on behalf of the company, and for that particular insurance company. You get me?
So how do you call these ones now? Because those that work for that particular company are agents. So here as an agency, you open an office.
Yes.
You recruit
there are some
people.
agents within the agents.
So they are also agents.
Yes.
Okay.
So they sell. Because now we are many, we sell. We come as a team to sell to the insurance company. We sell the product of life, and we sell for the product of general insurance.
So you're trying to say that the insurance agencies work on behalf of companies?
Yes.
Okay.
They work on behalf of an insurance company.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I get your point.
You get me.
So they are not independent?
They are not independent.
But they work on
behalf of an insurance company.
But you also have your own agents you recruit that can do that work?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So I go to another distribution channel called the insurance brokers.
Okay.
These are independent entities.
Oh. They don't operate in anything like any connection with a company?
Yes.
Not at all?
Yes.
Okay.
They are independent entities working for, they are impartial, they are working for, they have their own offices, some are foreign companies.
Okay.
Yes. What it differentiates them from the others, they are able to they can even design products.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes, for the insurance company to sell.
For the brokers?
Yeah, no, for the insurance company.
No, I'm saying the insurance brokers.
Yes, can design.
Okay.
They design products for insurance company to sell.
Okay.
Two, according to the new act, they should have a board, an independent board of directors.
Okay.
They should have a chief finance officer, the chief operations officer, and a CEO, chief operations officer.
Wow, I think anybody out there who is watching us really has. You wanted to add something?
No, so that's how the whole setup is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really see. At least I've understood, and clearly I believe the viewer out there has also understood the difference between an insurance company which has agents, banks, travel companies, and several others that do the insurance on its behalf to sell. But also we've talked about the insurance agencies which hires and recruits agents to sell, but all these do work for a particular insurance company. Then he has also talked about the insurance brokers who he say are independent. They have their own board which manages things, and the CEO, chief finance officer, they even design products which actually the insurance companies can use. So I think at this particular point, as anybody is getting an insurance product, they clearly know if they go to an agency, if they go to a company, if they go to a broker, they're up to speed at least with what that is. Now we do take a very short commercial break. Ask the CEO returns shortly. My name is John Jimmy Musimbi, and my guest here that I am with this evening is Mr. Francis Mawejje, who says he's well known as Frank. He's the CEO of TEBBS Insurance Agency. My name is John Jimmy Musimbi, and my guest is Mr. Francis Mawejje, who is the CEO of TEBBS Insurance Agency, and we are discussing issues to do with insurance. What is it? What's its process? What are the products? That's what we are trying to understand. Now, by the time we went on air, he was trying to differentiate for us what an insurance company is, what an insurance agency is, what an insurance broker is. And of course, at this particular moment, there is also a term that people use, an insurer. Who is an insurer? And also, after that, briefly take us through how the sales of these insurance companies or agencies or brokers, how is it done? Because people don't seem to understand how you people operate, and that is why you've been branded all sorts of names. Yeah.
Thank you, John. Maybe before I go to that one, I left one channel, distribution channel. As I said, that insurance companies as entities are there, but behind them they also have support. They are insurers.
Okay.
Because most of not all insurance companies have capacity. If I want to insure this building, I may not have the capacity in case of a catastrophe and it's down. I have to close my company, and so they are reinsurers who give support to insurance companies. Reinsurers, they are companies. You will not see them on the face here, but we who are in the field of insurance, we know what they do. They dictate terms, and it's based on those terms, the insurance company exists and are able to
cooperate.
Yes. They develop treaties. Actually, we call them treaties. Their terms are called treaties. And that is what they support that they give to insurance companies. And whichever we give them as a cost of insurance to this particular insurance company, part of the portion goes to them.
Okay, as a commission probably.
Yes. No, as a premium, cost for the insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. You said about the distribution.
Yes. how the sales
how the sales are
distribution.
conducted. But before I could go to the sales, there's something. Insurance rugby. They always hide in what? In small prints. They don't pay claims. They don't fulfill the obligation. That is the truth of the matter, that insurance, but that is not the truth. You know, I have number. Let me tell you what I did not tell you earlier on. I grew up in an Anglican family. Okay. I raised up in a Catholic family. You get me?
Perfectly.
In whatever we do from the youth, from what we do, normally we talk here, we converse. It's always very good that you have to be, time will come when you have to fill it out, that this is the stuff that people prefer. I told you when I started selling insurance, I could get a mobile phone. Where are you? By that time, I could tell you, no, I'm here, but I can tell somebody I'm in Arua. And indeed, that does not work in insurance. In insurance, you have to be honest. Integrity is the first item that you have to have. If you cannot do that one, you will not be able to sell insurance. You have to tell the truth, the real truth, nothing but what?
The truth.
But world pressures, somebody want to buy insurance. Okay, I want to buy insurance. I'm taking an example. You have acquired a new car, you want to buy an insurance for your car. No? What does it cover? Does it cover for accident? Yes, it covers. If the vehicle breaks down, maybe the engine knocks down, will the insurance will the insurance pay me? As a salesman who naive is like, okay, it will take, and yet every policy that we sell insurance has terms and conditions,
and of course implications.
Yes.
In the end.
There's something that always here. Promotion that, this time we are promoting this product. Below it, there is something called T and C.
Yeah, true.
The same thing with insurance. Every product of insurance, it has its own terms and what? Conditions. I'm taking you, maybe let me give you a very vivid example which I got when I had just started selling insurance. Somebody bought a personal, it's called a group personal accident, covering the staffs for accident. Okay. Group personal accident. And along the way, it was during the Christmas time, one of the staff passed on. Naturally, he passed on in her bed, and he, may her soul rest in peace. Was even the cashier of the company. So this CEO called him, Frank, yes, this friend of yours has passed on, so I'm preparing the papers so that the insurance pays us. Oh, I said, oh my God. He doesn't know. The policy I sold him is personal accident. Every word counts. Every word counts. And the main component of this product was accidental related cases are paid for. Death by natural causes is not paid by this policy. It is paid by another policy, which he has not done what? Has not bought. So that is where a mishap happens. Okay. But in most cases, now I thank the insurance training college and the regulator. They are trying to build public confidence. And people are members. Even today, there was a graduation. Members of staff or members of the insurance industry graduated. It was the 7th graduation today. So, dissemination of insurance now, people, salesmen and the employees, I think now the trend is changing. The other time, there was some mishap. Somebody sells because of the pressure, wants to get this business, but at least now there is a change. So, each product that is sold in insurance, whenever you are approached by somebody who will sell the insurance, always try to know somebody out there, find out what is covered by this policy that I'm buying. Tell me, Mr. X, what am I buying? What is this policy cover? And even should also go to an extra mile to tell you what is the add-on. We call them add-on, a nyongeza. On this policy, if I am buying this contract of insurance, what are the nyonges, what are the add-ons?
Okay.
Then tell me the bitter part of it, what are not covered, the policy exclusion. It's very, very important. If you don't have that one, if somebody doesn't, no, it tells you, no, everything is covered. No, no, just something should ring in your mind.
That there is something wrong somewhere.
There is something wrong. Every policy contract, even if it's life policy, if, God forbid, if I commit myself, so I commit suicide, even if I have a life product, and I have been paying, properly paying,
that can't be compensated.
No insurance will ever pay me. So there is not payable. You get me? Somebody may have a car, but he sold it, he mortgaged it to money lenders.
Okay, so what are the best distribution ways then? What are the best distribution ways of insurance then? Because you've highlighted on the dishonest ones that maybe sometimes make people sign without, and you've also tipped people on how best they should mind and care when signing these terms and conditions. So briefly talk about the distribution and sales of these insurances.
Okay, what I can say, I think the training, first, professionalism is very important, because in broking companies, they are the best, but they also have agents for that particular broking company. Or what we can call sales executive, sometimes they call themselves risk managers. In insurance companies, now the insurance company take an effort to do what? To train all their sales persons, so that they sell the products. And of course, after selling the product, if you buy the insurance product, when it comes to do the paperwork, there is another team that does the nitty-gritty. John, you are taking this life policy, but you have to go for medical to find out. You can't take you, I'm giving an example. You can't take you for, you want to insure yourself for 1 billion. But we need to know your life. Do you have a standard, are you a standard life? We have them in insurance. Or your life is non-standard. What I mean there, standard life is a life like you use, but some of us who have now croaking 60, 70.
Maybe you have certain chronic diseases.
Yes. If somebody has high blood pressure, have some complications.
So the cost has to change actually.
Yes. You don't want to insure you today, and the next day we have an announcement, the guy has passed on, and we already have signed an obligation.
You put more bills than what you have actually received.
Yeah. So all that is done by the insurance company inside there.
Now, we know you have been at the realm of insurance brokerage in Uganda.
Yes.
Briefly, or in summary, what exactly do you do?
What I do, I can start where I am. I was in a broking company for 26 years until I decided, no, now let me go solo by establishing an agency, which at a certain stage will also evolve to become a broking company. But this time around, I became the founder.
Okay.
That is what. The other one, I was an employee, but now I'm what? The founder.
The same company you talked about where your friend called you to
the same company, yes. So what I can tell you, which is very interesting, that in insurance, you're missing the portion.
No, I wanted you to tell us what you do, because we know you are
yes,
broker.
Yes, you are true. What I do, I am a CEO, Chief Executive Officer.
Okay.
We handle insurance products. We handle financial services as well.
Okay.
I have not talked about it, but what I can tell you
you can briefly hint on it,
yes,
no problem.
What I can tell you, financial products, all the premium are collected by the insurance companies, are kept, these monies are seeded, are invested, And one of the vehicles they are insuring, they are investing in are financial products. Among those financial products, we have what we call unit trust investment, the balanced funds, money markets. Those one, I don't know if you have ever heard about them.
Yeah, I have.
Yes. So, and most companies, insurance companies, they have another branch, another company, another entity that does that kind of business as well. Here, we all know, we all keep our money. You have an account. You keep your money on the account. If you have 100,000 on your account, today, you have 100,000 on your account. You get me?
Yes,
100,000 on your account. And you want to withdraw that money, 100,000 on your account. Is it possible? The same amount? Never.
Yeah, true. Not
because there are banker charges,
yeah, true.
there are ledger fees, and you end up that is money reduces. As the time goes on, this money can keep on what? Reducing. Why? Because every time the banker passes on your account, so, you have this ledger fee, there are some deductions that are inflicted on what? On your account. You end up not getting what you really
the exact amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what was devised by the finance industry under the authority and the supervision of the capital markets authority, the unit trust investment.
Okay. So what are these?
These are open-ended investment, whereby fund managers buy quite a big chunk of money from Bank of Uganda, and then takes it on their own, and they start buying. All the prospective buyers come and do what? Invest. You bring your cash, you invest by buying these unit trust, and you get an earning on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. Other than investing for a longer term, you can take a month, and your investment has attracted some returns, and you earn on those returns.
Okay, now we've talked much of insurance, of course, which is our topic today. But what are the business risks involved, and how can these be mitigated?
Business risks actually, that's the reason why the insurance exists. The business risks, number one, is why the insurance exists. If I have an entity, a business like
this one, TV stations, yes. A business.
Now take a situation. At one time, you woke up in the morning, the servers crashed, computers have crashed. You don't have the funds. What do?
Of course, if you're able, you can get a loan. But if you're insured, then
when you have, you have a fallback. The fallback is the insurance. So the insurance will take care of you if you take care of this entity, if they have taken a policy contract to protect themselves against those catastrophes. And the business risks are so many. Others are transport. As I was coming today this morning, a couple of hours ago, I found a truck at Kobiri. It has overturned, and business quantities, losses already are there. The consignment, maybe they will lose it. Already they lose. Of course, I've so many goods around. The truck itself has to go for repair. Even maybe life has also been lost. God forbid. But those are the risks that we're exposed in on a 24-hour basis. Every day, everywhere, the risks are there. But as insurers, we are the risk takers. We take the risk.
Mr. Mawejje, I want to understand this. You're in insurance.
Yes.
Can you tell us why the insurance companies refuse to pay claims by their clients? because this actually has affected the reputation of insurance companies. Of course, you're talking about somebody looking at the terms and conditions, but we know the truth that majority of these insurance companies or agencies or brokers are not paying the claims by the... Tell us, why do they refuse to do so?
I am a born again Catholic. I can tell you that one of insurance, when I think you may have, when you were still in O level, you studied about insurance in commerce. Under the principles of insurance, they are principles of insurance. Let me talk about like 2 or 3. One of them is utmost good faith.
Okay.
Disclosing material facts about the subject matter of insurance. I can tell you moral fabric in the society, like a society in Uganda here, with us sometimes is not proper. Let me give you a scenario. You have told at inception, John, you have told me I have company. I have this company. Yes, I have this vehicle that I have insured. This vehicle, yes, the use of this vehicle is entirely for my private use. For me, what you tell me is what I write down. Okay? That you have disclosed that this vehicle is for private use. I will be using it to go to studio and to pick my children, only to go home and back. Fine. I take the insurance and you pay your money for that. Now, along the way, the insurance contract takes 12 months. Now you find that the economy. Why don't I give Franca this vehicle? And that's some special hire. He drive these guys to the airport. In the process of that, the vehicle gets involved in an accident. And the statement comes out from the driver that I was driving customers to the airport. Okay? That means the vehicle that was insured for private use now has turned out, without notifying the insurers, to do other business.
Okay.
With all sincerity, with the insurance pay. And what comes out is more pronounced to the affected individual that the insurance don't pay. And indeed, you did not also did your part. That is number one. And moral fabric, I believe, let's pray that it changes in this country. Whenever you lie, for us, what you tell us is what we put down.
So it's actually not true that these companies don't pay claims.
The insurance company pay. I cannot imagine the number of times they are paying.
Or you are saying so because you're part of the...
No, I wouldn't have been existing here. I told you initially that when I was, I had a wrong mindset as well. That really the insurance don't pay. The insurance don't pay. How am I going to go to this field where the insurance don't pay? But I'm here to testify that when you truly stick to what you have told the insurer, you told the insurer at inception, the insurance will always pay. And we have paid billions and billions of money. But in most cases, when we pay, we don't go to air to announce, I gave you one scenario of one of my colleagues. He was involved in an accident. Actually, he was killed many years ago. And it was my first time to see claim being paid. Something like 20 years ago. These thieves came, pretended, and he knocked on his door. He was forgetting to open. Then some swung. I think they were 2. Swung a stone on a sack. Hit the door, and the frame hit him. Will be found down, he's dead. This is a claim I first handled. And I remember paying, compensating the entity, because it was a company that was insuring the staff. And the company subsequently also gave directly to the widow 100-something million.
Okay. You've talked much about insurance with all this experience, and you seem to have a very rich passion for insurance. But as we end this discussion, because our time is fast spent and we are soon closing the show, kindly in a few words tell us, what's your burning desire for Africa in insurance?
Number one, my burning desire for
Africa.
Number one is that when the youth, and let me dwell on the youth, they have the energy. It's high time that they start coming out to come and sell insurance. That is one. And when you sell insurance, it's like being evangelizing. You cannot talk about the conversion, the salvation of Jesus when you're not converted. It took me 6 months to understand, to sell insurance, because I did not believe in it. But when I saw it working, I can tell others. So the burning desire for Africa is to appreciate. There is no development in this country, in Africa at large, without insurance. In Europe, every item is insured. You can imagine they insure their own pets, kappa, their dogs are insured, their cattle are insured. If somebody who is doing what, playing a guitar, insures even the palm of his hand, that in the case, it is stiffens and I lose income. So you can find that every aspect in Europe is insured. The same here is going to happen. Since now the society is becoming litigious and every aspect. So it's high time that they can appreciate insurance.
Okay, and any other last words to the viewer before we close up the show?
Okay, viewers, thank you. One thing that I always say in many presentations what we make, that insurance is boring. But when I accident, a loss occurs, that's what a person wants to hear. So please endeavor to engage your agent or engage us. We are found at UHMG building, Bukoto, and we work with Sanlam General Insurance and ICEA Life for the best product of insurance. So we shall handle you, and thank you for listening to us. May God bless you.
Okay, well, thank you so much for those winding up remarks that you've given to us. Of course, this is the Ask the CEO program, which runs or airs every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Thursday. My name is John Jimmy Musimbi, and of course we've been having Mr. Francis Mawejje, who is the CEO of TEBBS Insurance Agency Limited, and the program is powered by the Young and Flourishing Foundation, which is an organization that envisions and equips an empowered generation of young people leading to the transformation of Africa. So keep watching the show to get enriched with such good information every Thursday. Don't afford to miss. Church of Uganda Family TV has got and brought this foundation, this chance for you to become better in entrepreneurship and anything to do with business. As we've discussed business and risks today as our topic, I believe somebody out there has picked something that they can surely pick a leaf from, and maybe you could be the next Francis Mawejje of tomorrow. If you're out there, you've lost hope, you've seen how he started, teaching others, and then you're the one balancing equations, and then your neighbor comes, the equations have balanced you, you've lost hope, you run, to the islands, then you're back, you're in a winnow, then you meet a colleague, that's how you start a humble beginning, and you're a chief executive officer in the capital, Kampala. That's not an easy thing you can easily find. So take note and ensure that you turn around your life instead of sitting there hopelessly when you can pray to God and also work towards it. My name is John Jimmy Msimbi. Do have yourself a good night. See you next week.